Good afternoon or morning, everyone.
Good afternoon. Monday, new week.
New beginnings. So how are you today, Sha?
I'm going good.
Yeah?
How are you?
Good. Very good. So I thought I'd shift things up a little for today. Do some off-the-cuff stuff.
I'm interested to hear this.
Okay, so I thought maybe we could take a look at the things we focus on.
Okay.
And recently, when we were feeling a time pressure,
We did, yeah.
we were getting overwhelmed. You know, it's kind of hard to sort the priorities. Like a lot of people right now are home and not working, and priorities are changing.
Yeah.
Right? So, you've just gotten a call. You have 6 hours to live.
6 hours? Oh my goodness. Okay.
Not the 24.
Not the 24, but 6. Okay.
There. 6 hours to live.
Okay.
How would you divvy up, and what would you do for the next 6 hours?
Wow.
6.
I almost was wondering if you would say 24.
We did 24.
We did a 24 exercise, yeah.
Wasn't that fascinating?
That was, but 6 is like, wow. So would you like me to go first?
I would.
Okay. So I have 6 hours to live. What would I do? Oh, jeez. I would...
Because when we did the 24, we got to spend 4 hours fretting.
Right?
Right?
We did.
6 hours in phone calls.
And I think I put like 3 or 2 hours just to go through my inheritance. So now if it's 6, I would hope to God I have like a lawyer or some legal representative who was going to disseminate my inheritance or will. So I'd ring them and just say, can you make sure everything's okay, rather than me going through it and taking 2 hours. So I'll do that because people are important to me and I do want to pass things down.
That's a great point.
Right? So I'll make sure that's okay, but I don't have the time to do it, so I'll ring someone and get them working on it. Oh man, 6 hours. And because we have family everywhere in the world, this is now my dilemma. I'm like, who do we call first, you know? So, and they can't come. There's no shot in hell that they're going to be able to come here to be with me. That makes it even more painful for me. I think I would have to spend like maybe just 10 minutes of my 6 hours writing this very short but important message about what's happened.
Yeah.
That I have 6 hours, and inviting them all to join us live for maybe the last 4 hours. So it gives people some time to get the message, stop what they're doing, make priorities change, and say, hey, from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., my last 4 hours, we're going to go live or have like a feed.
Or like a Zoom or something.
So where everyone can actually be together in a room, no matter where they are, and whoever wishes to attend, you know. And I'm sure some won't be able to, so I'm going to get messages back saying, sorry, we can't, but, you know, blah, blah, blah. So you've got to deal with that too. So that could take like half an hour, really. Oh, Jesus. So now we're down to the last 5 hours, because it took 1 hour just to sort stuff and tell people. Wow, 5 hours. I would love to spend 1 hour of that 5 hours before I'm in my like I can't move or breathe or, you know, stage, with you doing something we love. So, you know, whether we do love our food, so maybe grabbing a takeaway just so it means we can take it with us, going for a drive, my last drive with you, so we get to see some of our favorite things together. Maybe go for a walk somewhere as part of that hour, you know. So it's my last walk on the ground. Definitely a last meal with you, you know, like the best meal that we could have ever had, you know. And wow, and then it's down to 4 hours, huh? Wow. I guess I would love like a dying hangout ceremony type thing, you know, where people from all over could be present, and definitely people in our life over here, whoever wished to come, you know. So there would have to be a space set up almost, and then I would spend that last 4 hours just hanging out, you know. Maybe someone might duck away to cook something, someone else making lemonade, or you know, just someone's playing whale music. I would love to hear things, you know, ask people, okay, what would you like, maybe even just so it helps, you know, because when you're disjointed and some people won't be here, maybe we can go, okay, now we're shooting over to Singapore. My cousin in Singapore or something, one of my cousins, ask her to share something, and then something she likes as well, or something she might want to tell me. So we give people a bit of time, each person. So some might want to talk, some might say, I want to play you my favorite song, Sha. Or some might say, I'd like to sing for you. Someone might want to read a poem. Who knows? You know? However they wish to express their last expression to me and others in presence.
Yeah.
So it's a shared experience. I will do that. I think that sounds nice because I've got so many international people. I need to have a way that each one is heard too, you know? And then this comes back to our 24 plan. When we did the 24 hours, I said during the last hour, because it's such an intimate last hour, the space becomes different. So everyone will go a bit more to the background. So they can still talk, you know. I definitely don't want them to be just sitting there in silence waiting for that last gasp, you know. That's horrible. I want people to just be music, whatever. And maybe there's like a little screen where they can still be part of, they can still see something, but not everything. Because I definitely want an intimate separation of space with you. So if I'm on a bed or whatever, you would be definitely next to me, you know, as long as you are able to and willing to. And then that last hour, I just want that with you, you know, and like if I had to die in your arms, that would be awesome, you know, that would be my true wish. But I would love people to just be, you know, to just be carrying on, but I don't want them to be like, okay, now you all have to go home, you know.
That's right.
I want them there because their spirits do matter, and I probably have to tell them that. So maybe before we go into this separate space, I would say something to everyone, tell them how much I love them and what they mean to me, you know. My hope is that earlier on, when I deflected to each person in other countries or here, I would still have an exchange, you know. So they tell me and then I'll tell them, I love you very much, thank you for being such a good stepson, or you know, and thank you for being the best granddaughter, thank you for being the best grandson in the world to me. So we'd still have that, but I would have to address everyone in some way and tell them my wish for this last hour is to have you nearby. Please continue. Please do things that make you happy. You know, play music, you know, if, you know, whatever, they want to party, dance, go for it, you know. And yeah, that's important because I feel like I would love to hear that as I fade out. I would love to hear voices like maybe Carmony's laughter, or you know, Amanda, or like just different people have different unique sounds. So
True.
I want to hear that, but I need to be very close to you because I'll be very scared. So Winnie, you could do that, you could make me feel safer as I go. So yeah. Wow, I felt like I just died. I do. Interesting. I feel like I just went there,
And I think it's important to go there.
Yeah.
For several reasons. One, when we did the 24-hour plan, quickly, material possessions no longer mattered. Money, who cares?
Oh.
Bills, what bills? It's all about the people.
Isn't it?
Right? We want our people around us. And I think if we were to make that 24-hour list, to make that 6-hour list, I think it's a casting in that we open the realm to all possibilities and options. If you found you had 2 weeks to live, next thing you know, you're thinking of flying people in.
Oh,
right? For more time. Big difference.
Yeah, big difference, definitely.
And today is somebody's last day.
That's true. It is, especially with these times, it is someone's last day. I know you said that day too, and every day is someone's last
Every day.
And that person was the love of their life, someone's best grandma they ever had,
Yeah.
Someone's son, someone's daughter.
Yeah.
Someone's auntie, uncle.
And we forget that we were trained, I think, to be part of a system. So, you're in a school system, you line up. You're in a work system, you punch in. Whatever system you're part of, however, our own system isn't a system at all, it's a garden. Sometimes you got the weed of addiction growing up, maybe in your 20s or your teens, or some people for the rest of their lives. You know what I mean? They never get out from that. They never pull that weed from their garden.
Yeah.
And when you look at the garden, it's all the people in your life. All different shapes, colors, sizes, forms. Some are giant, sunflowers. Some are minuscule angel wings,
Wow, that's so true.
Right? And so I think our true task is to tend to the garden.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So let us conscientiously reach for somebody every day who we want in that room next door to us, who we want holding our hand, who we want on the phone, who we want to see and we want to be seen by. Because in the end, it's our family and friends who know us. Someone from corporate's not going to come down and hold your hand bedside. No matter how great you might have done for Discover or another company, they're not going to send somebody to come pick up your groceries and cook a last meal for you.
No, and they should.
Well, they're a system, they're not a garden.
Yeah.
They're a system, they're not a garden.
I like that.
Yeah, and so I think we have a good habit of reaching back and reaching out to people. We get a lot of calls every day from different people, and usually it's people sharing what's going on in their garden.
Oh, yes.
Right?
It's true. Like someone important to them, that sunflower. Someone that's bugging them, or that weed that's strangling the ivy or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? So it's all garden talk.
And like every day, we, in doing our readings and the meditation, it's kind of like we're getting ready to tend to the garden. Like if I go into the garden all pissed off and angry and start chopping everything down because I'm reactive or I'm in pain, that's when people say things they can't take back.
Yeah.
Sever relationships that they think are declarations that have to be held. And then in the end, when you find out someone has 3 days, you're like, oh my God, all the things I want to say to this person.
Yeah.
And I think maybe we ought to plant some seeds, like maybe write some letters to each person we love and have it in a passing box.
Wow, that's nice.
Right? And we can have a box that we'll make, each of us, and we'll put a letter to all those beautiful people who've made us who we are and embraced us for who we are, right? We can put our will in there.
Mm-hmm.
What do we want? What's important? And most of the time, from what I can tell, what we're willing is the goodwill we have towards someone who loved us.
Mm.
You know, I leave this, thimble to you because, we found it on the road together in this city at this time, and it holds all these memories for me, That's why someone else who comes into someone else's house, they look at financial value. They're like, all right, all this is worth blank, like an assessor for a fire or something, right?
Right.
Versus their friends and family, and they're like, oh, I remember when we took this picture and I was going through a rough time, and we hung out by the redwoods and our spirits got rejuvenated, and then we like smell that air almost. We get transported, teleported to those precious memories.
And we can bring them back
Yeah.
just by talking about them.
Right?
So that they're alive. If they're alive for us, they're alive for the other people. Right?
And some of my most precious items are like my photographs of my grandparents, a letter my grandfather wrote me, the vase my grandmother made. All these things that had their hands to it are the most precious. And people are who we reach for, that hand to hand. So maybe we could start that box today.
Isn't it?
Why don't we spend like an hour and we'll maybe do an outline box and see what we'd like to put in it.
Wow.
What do you think?
That sounds great. Right?
You like that?
I do, because it's doing it now, while they're very much alive, and as morbid as it sounds, it's thinking about mortality, it's reflecting and almost doing it while we can,
No one gets out of life alive. When I heard my father had a will, the first question I asked was, is there a letter? I didn't care for the items. I wanted his words.
Yeah, that's so true. And having gone through the death of a parent like that, so close, if that's what you truly were hoping to see, that must be everyone's wish, deep down inside. Like, I can't imagine losing mine too.
Right.
But you're right. Like, say if I did lose someone close to me, if they said, oh, like there's a letter and there's the will.
Give me the letter.
Will is like, the letter would be everything, even, especially handwritten, you know what I mean? Because it's in their words, it's in their handwriting. How precious would that letter become? Wow, that's very good, food for thought. So are we urging everyone to to think about living in today, but going to that last 6 hours?
Yeah. Well, the last 24 I thought was helpful.
It was. 24 was nice.
I think that's why. Right? Yeah, I think that's why we could do the 6 so smoothly, because we learned the lessons in that cast. It was kind of like, all right, well, what if? And then we tried to allocate it, and then we're like, oh my God, the people can't fly. Can they fly? How are we going to get everyone? What do we...
Together and true. So
right?
The last 24, what would you like? And then once you've written it down or talked about it, it changes you. When Rock got me to do that, every day since that activity, I've been trying to live very different presently. Like as if, not completely, but as if. It's that because everything, all the priorities got illuminated to me.
True.
So the people that I should be in touch with, building relationships with, it just suddenly became so clear that I need to invest. So every day, like you said, you reach for someone that you'd like to be in that room. And as you go around each day of the month, you're going to be nurturing your garden.
That's right.
And then it will come around again.
Yeah.
And like that it goes, isn't it? Throughout the days, the months, the years.
And imagine
Wow.
if we lived as if it were our last. Arguments, squabbles, brawls are moot. You don't even care to care anymore. And if we could let go of those and tend more to the love in the garden will flourish. I mean, since we did that activity, look how much time we spent with those guys downstairs.
I know, right?
It's like an everyday affair, like we're aching to see each other.
Yeah, it's become almost like a desperate, like, how can we interact today?
Yeah.
Versus, we should give each other privacy. Just how we tend to be with people anyway, right?
Yeah.
Close or far.
Yeah.
Oh, we just have to, once a week is enough, What is enough? Is enough enough?
Is enough when we had 6 hours?
No. Right? It wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough.
Oh my God, it wasn't enough.
So why wait? Why wait? Why wait till we have 6 hours? I mean, you and I do an amazing job of expressing our love for each other nonstop. Like nonstop. That's a 24-hour clock. I'll smooch you while you're sleeping. You know what I mean? Like, we have that gift that, and I think it's because of so many obstacles we had to overcome, right? 10,000 miles, mid-school, mid-transition of wellness, relocations, cross-country. I mean, we went through a lot to hold on to each other when it was hard, where I couldn't touch you, I couldn't lay next to you, I couldn't hear your breathing, I didn't know how your day was, and if your car broke down, who's going to come get you? You know what I mean? Like all the things we take for granted when someone's nearby and we know we can be there for them in our minds, right? And the time differences, and we made each other the priority always. That has never changed. That has never changed. That has never changed.
Yeah.
And what have we lost because of that?
I know, right? Nothing.
Some hours I might have spent reading a newspaper.
Oh, I can't even think of
some hours you would have spent studying.
I was with you, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you brought up a very good point there, that in our minds, you said, when we think about people and how we know we will be there for them, like our moral code, our, our, whatever you want to call it, right? Our cord connection to them. So in our heart of hearts, we go, oh yeah, my son breaks down. Okay, I know I will be there for him. You think that, right? But now we are almost urging people to think of it differently. We don't wait for those moments to be there for them, specifically when something goes wrong. It's about being there
today,
even when things are going right.
Especially, it's... they used to say in the restaurant industry, good news travels fast, bad news travels faster.
Oh my God.
Right?
So
Someone's
true.
like, oh, this waiter, blah, 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 or there's,
Any industry, I think, with that one.
And we have this addiction to the negative, where, we do the one-up thing. Two people run into each other. How is your life? How is your life? Whoever has the worst life speaks first. So instead of that being our currency, catastrophic currency, right?
Yeah.
Right? Right? Basically, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Who's got it worse?
Yeah.
Why don't we look for the bounty currency? The things we're in abundance with. The things that, we miss because they're in plain sight. You and I don't do that. We don't assume the other is going to be there forever.
Yeah. That's changed a lot for us now, from our experiences. Yeah.
From our experiences. Look at the difference of life we have together. Trying to bring the best we have to the other. I wouldn't have grown as much. I couldn't have grown as much. I needed to push through all the turmoil and confusion, desperation, angst. I had to push through all of that to learn how to get through all of that. People want a cake recipe formula for a relationship. Show up, be honest, don't cheat, don't lie, and don't run. That's the recipe.
Ooh. The runners are already running from that in their mind.
I've been a runner.
Because I've been a runner too.
Right.
So I can feel the, what? Don't run? The last of my, escapes.
Yeah. Escapes. Where are we going to? Where are we escaping to? Oblivion? Well, guess what? When you check out, you get a lifetime ended of that. For the rest of your life, you're in the ethereal. What you wouldn't give for a day to walk
I know.
with someone you love.
Oh.
To have a meal that stimulates your palate and your senses and your gratitude and your full tummy.
Oh, I'd love to have a meal with my grandma again.
Yes,
I'm
my
sure,
man and Papa, yes.
Just looking at them, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, hold on.
Right.
Nan and Papa who watch over us every day.
Yeah.
Yep. And I know you still talk to them.
I do.
I talk to your mom. I talk to your grandma. I talk to your dad. Because a prayer, I don't care which house it comes from. Whether it's the house of your mom, the house of my mom. The house of the Hindu, the house of the Christian. It doesn't matter to me the house that the prayer comes from. I'm just grateful for the prayer. Better to be praised than cursed.
And it's interesting because I used to take the approach, and I still sometimes, I'm more spiritual. So when people come a bit religious to me, I initially have my backup. But you've taught me that it's not that they're trying to convert me. They're not trying for me to see things the way they are. It's just them declaring that prayer that they would have said quietly to themselves. So they are already opening it up and saying, hey, this is what I'm praying for you. All they're really asking is to just receive it with kindness, isn't it? Not to become part of that or whatever.
That cult, that religion, that group, whatever. That people.
So it's,
a prayer is a petition.
Prayer is a prayer.
Prayer is a petition. I'm asking something for you or on your behalf or for intercession. I was the same way, and when you go through crisis and someone says, I'm praying for you, I'm not going to turn around and say, now which doctrine do you follow in that prayer? Right?
Who is this you're praying to?
Is this a Buddhist prayer? Is this a Hindu prayer? Is this a Muslim prayer? Is this a Christian prayer? Is this a goddess prayer? Is this a Mother Nature prayer?
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll take them all.
Wow.
I'll take them all. Because whatever they're doing is with the intention of giving something into my life.
And that's what their channel, their higher power,
right? That's their TV station they're turned into.
So
their
how
God
are
TV.
We judging that to begin with?
Right.
It's like they're speaking their language.
Yeah.
And it might be different to ours. Chances are it probably is.
Someone prays for me in Korean. I'm still grateful.
Yeah. That's so true.
Right?
Yeah. You're helping me with that.
And so today, let's put our prayers into action.
Okay.
Let's call 3 people we haven't talked to in a week and offer something positive into their life, a prayer, a positive petition. I hope things are going well for you, or I'm praying for your family. And then when we get off the phone, higher power, creator, Mother Earth, please watch over this person. Please protect this person in their travels in the hospital. Whatever our goal of love for them is, let's tell them. Let's tell them what we hope for them and pray for them. And I think something's telling me that will have a double impact versus the prayer alone. Because if I know people are speaking blessings into my life, it makes me feel more blessed.
Yeah.
Right? What do you think? Should we try that?
I do.
3 people? I'm going to do 3 people today again.
3 again, huh?
I'll
reach out for 3 as well.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
3 people we haven't spoken to.
Yeah.
Maybe even in a longer time. Let's hunt for somebody who we would want in the last hour.
Right.
If we could teleport them here.
Wow. Yeah.
Especially if we could teleport them here.
Okay.
Those might be the people we want to hunt first. The ones who are furthest away, we want to bring the closest.
That's true.
Right?
Because we have the people who are just around us in the garden, but it's the one in the back, the one in the side, the one off on the other tangent. Yeah.
The one who's broken out of the garden is working their ivy way down the hillside,
Climbing up another tree.
Yeah.
We need to reach for those first. That's true. Yeah.
I think we have a good trajectory plan for the day.
Yes.
I pray for you
Mm-hmm.
to find lightness and harmony, to see the beauty on the inside and outside that I see and the rest of us see. I pray that you find a new adventure within your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I pray that you find another doorway that leads to another reality that exposes you to wonder and mystery.
Oh, wow.
That's my prayer for you today. And that you always be by my side, because that's always my prayer.
Right. That's always my wish,
Mm-hmm.
I pray for you today to be free of one of the burdens that you're carrying. I pray that you find something that makes you laugh from the center of your soul. I pray that you shed a tear in emotional release. I'll just end
Let
with
me
that. And I pray that you and I share a moment together doing something we love or something we have yet to discover that we love. I do.
Wow, that's awesome. So in gender neutrality, maybe a woman, a man, a people.
Oh my, right.
Right?
Right.
I sure do love you.
I love you. And thank you for joining us at the start of this week. We haven't done a chat in a while, and we thought we'll do something different today. So we hope you appreciate that, and comments are always welcome.
Please.
We'd love to hear your thoughts too. Feel free to express on the topic as well and what you think.
All right.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.